Hello again, everybody. My name is Steve Smith, and I am the CEO at Association Management Center. I'm really happy to be with you again today for the latest edition of our AMC Perspectives. And joining me today to talk about a really important and timely topic is Jonathan Adams, who is a senior consultant with us at Association Management Center. Welcome, Jonathan. Good to have you here.
Thank you, Steve. Happy to be here.
So, our topic for today is really timely and something that we see a lot of information about out there in the media. We're going to be talking about AI. So, specifically, Jonathan, I know you have some experience working with digital technologies and doing work with boards. And I was curious, what are the ways that AI is impacting and influencing associations today?
Sure. So I think in the association space where we're seeing the most AI utilization is impacting on the member experience. So making it easier, faster, more enriching for members to interact with the association, whether it's getting access to information, troubleshooting a simple to fix issue that they may not know how to fix, or providing some enhancement on an existing service.
Great. So it sounds like AI can be a really helpful tool from an efficiency perspective, help us put notes together, minutes, organize information, gather data, all those things which can really be useful, particularly on the staff side for the association. Are there sort of unique or emerging kinds of innovative things that associations that maybe are out front are doing, with AI that you can think of that and share it from like a product perspective or from a broader point of view?
Yeah, I think just getting a little bit more specific into the example I shared earlier, really like the old way of conveying knowledge is looking at knowledge bases and people going in to search for a specific thing or hunt for information. Really, the way AI is changing the world is it's giving immediate access to the answers that people need in a way that they can understand. So I think when you look at the associations who are getting the most out of their AI investments right now, they're making their knowledge that they've gathered simpler, easier to access, easier to understand and digest for their members.
Yeah, and I could see where that would have an impact on sort of the way we govern and the way we organize our work and our committee work, right? Because people are able to access things differently and don't necessarily have to wait for an association to bring together thought leaders and put together information and then edit it and release it sort of on a different timetable. So I guess from that perspective, as boards are making decisions about resources and products and how to get things out there in the marketplace more quickly, what do boards need to be thinking about, related to their governance role and this new technology?
Sure. So I think the first place that any board will want to start is a discussion in risk management and how AI plays into that. I think there's definitely a significant amount of upside to AI, and we're really just at the beginning of this technology. We're in the early stages, if you will, and but there is also a lot of downside, and I think a lot of associations are kind of playing a wait and see mode, which that's fine if you're going to delay investment into AI, but you really want to make sure that you are looking at AI from a risk management standpoint, that you're putting proper governance around AI usage within your association, how the volunteers are going to engage with AI, how the board itself will engage with AI, and just making sure that you have visibility and shared understanding and guidelines around AI usage.
So, well, this has been really helpful. I wondered if you had any additional or final thoughts, tips, suggestions, ideas that you'd want to share with our board leaders who might be viewing this video and, grappling with the possibilities of how to use AI more effectively.
Yeah, I think, there's never been a better time to start than now and today. So I would, for those who are on the fence about even using AI, I would at least encourage them to explore what it can do and what use cases look like, because it is changing very rapidly. We started out a few years ago with the generative AI, that became mainstream, and that's now transformed, and now we have more agentic AI taking off that can do more complex commands and do a variety of different tasks that aren't just confined to the prompt window. And I think if we look towards the horizon, what we'll start to hear more about is what's referred to as identic AI, which is sort of a highly personalized AI that understands you deeply and takes actions on your behalf, right? So it can say, hey, I know that Steve has been working without a break since lunchtime. It's going to message you and say, hey, Steve, do you want me to order from your favorite Uber Eats place, right? So that's kind of what's on the horizon, and it's probably coming up faster than any of us expect. So there's never been a better time to get involved and start those AI conversations than now.
That's great. I was talking to somebody recently that has developed sort of an AI agent that is the persona of somebody they work very closely with. In one case, it was somebody that had developed a persona for their president, so they could sort of help think through how to present information or just insights that might be helpful as they were organizing their agendas to have some weekly conversations. So it's really interesting to see how this is evolving and to see how creative people are in our association boardrooms and the staff that also have the opportunity to work more efficiently with AI. So it sounds like big takeaway from all this is to really encourage individuals to explore how to use AI effectively to make sure that you have the infrastructure in place, you're using the right tools, you think about how to minimize risk, and also, again, just embrace it in a way that is appropriate for your organization, and also address any questions or concerns that people might have about how it's used or its impact on the environment or anything that might be a question or a potential barrier to wanting to use AI for your association's work. So I got some great ideas here. Appreciate hearing more from you. And I hope that all of you who are viewing this are prompted to think differently or to start a conversation with your board colleagues and staff about how AI is being used and potentially how it could be used in the future. Thanks for joining us today.